Have you ever felt like your brain was working against you? Like your thoughts and emotions were spiraling out of control, and you couldn't quite figure out why? Well, you're not alone. The intricate relationship between our brains and our mental health is a fascinating journey that affects millions of people every day. But that's the good news. Understanding this connection can be the first step towards taking control of your mental well-being. Welcome to the Brain Talk Sessions YouTube channel. Your journey to a healthier mind starts here, where we share psychology explained for everyday life. Today, we're diving deep into the complex world of how our brains affect our mental health. Let's start by exploring the key players in this intricate dance of neurons and emotions. First up, we have the prefrontal cortex, or PFC. Think of this as the CEO of your brain. It's responsible for reasoning, planning, and keeping those impulses in check. When your PFC is firing on all cylinders, you're better equipped to regulate your emotions and behavior. But when things go awry here, it can lead to impulsivity, depression, and anxiety disorders. Next, we have the amygdala, your brain's emotional alarm system. It's constantly on the lookout for threats and triggers those fear responses that kept our ancestors alive. But in our modern world, an overactive amygdala can lead to chronic anxiety, PTSD, or those moments when you feel like you're overreacting to everything. Let's not forget about the hippocampus. This seahorse-shaped structure plays a crucial role in forming memories and regulating mood. Unfortunately, chronic stress can actually shrink the hippocampus, making you more vulnerable to depression. Here's the key takeaway: these structures don't work in isolation. They form a network, and when one part of the system is disrupted, it can throw your entire emotional regulation out of whack. But it's not just about brain structure. The chemicals floating around up there play a huge role too. Let's talk about some of the major players in mood regulation. Serotonin is often called the feel-good chemical. It influences mood stability, sleep cycles, and even your appetite. When serotonin levels are low, you might find yourself struggling with depression or anxiety. This is why many antidepressants, known as SSRIs, work by increasing the availability of serotonin in the brain. Then there's dopamine, the reward and pleasure chemical. It's what makes you feel good when you accomplish a goal or indulge in something you enjoy. Too little dopamine can lead to feelings of apathy or depression, while too much might play a role in addiction or manic episodes. Norepinephrine is another key player, involved in attention, arousal, and how we respond to stress. If levels are too low, you might feel fatigued and struggle to focus. On the flip side, high levels can contribute to anxiety. The important thing to remember is that these neurotransmitters don't work in isolation. They're all interconnected, and an imbalance in one can trigger a cascade of effects on your mood and cognitive function. Now, let's talk about something we're all too familiar with: stress. We often think of stress as a purely psychological experience, but it has very real, physical effects on our brains. The stress response is managed by something called the HPA axis, that's the hypothalamus-pituitary-adrenal system. When you're stressed, this system kicks into gear, releasing cortisol. Short term, this can actually be helpful, sharpening your focus and preparing you to deal with a threat. But when the stress becomes chronic, it's like your brain is stuck in a constant state of fight or flight. Over time, this can actually damage neural connections. Cortisol, often called the stress hormone, plays a crucial role here. While a short burst of cortisol can be beneficial, chronically high levels can impair your memory, weaken your immune system, and increase your risk for depression and anxiety. It's just crucial to understand that stress doesn't just affect how you feel, it can physically change the structure of your brain. But there's another factor at play that's gaining more attention in recent years: brain inflammation. Emerging research suggests that high levels of pro-inflammatory cytokines in the brain can interfere with how our neurotransmitters function, potentially triggering or worsening depression and anxiety. This is where nutrition comes into play. Diets rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and unprocessed foods can help reduce brain inflammation. On the flip side, consuming too much sugar and processed fats can make inflammation worse. It's an exciting area of study, with researchers looking into anti-inflammatory treatments as potential therapies for certain mood disorders. So, what can we do to protect our brain health and, by extension, our mental health? The good news is that many lifestyle factors can have a positive impact. Exercise is a powerhouse when it comes to brain health. It boosts blood flow to the brain, supports the growth of new brain cells, and increases mood-enhancing chemicals like endorphins and BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Sleep is another crucial factor. It's during sleep that our brains process emotions and consolidate memories. Chronic sleep deprivation can significantly raise your risk of anxiety and depression. Your diet plays a big role too. Mediterranean-style diets, rich in whole grains, fish, nuts, and vegetables, have been shown to support both cognitive and emotional health. Don't underestimate the power of social connection either. Regular positive interactions with others can help reduce stress hormone levels and protect against mental decline. Mindfulness and meditation practices are also powerful tools. They've been shown to increase brain plasticity, reduce the reactivity of the amygdala, remember that emotional alarm system, and enhance the function of the prefrontal cortex. But it's important to recognize when it's time to seek professional help. If you're experiencing persistent sadness, extreme mood swings, loss of interest in activities you used to enjoy, trouble functioning at work or school, or thoughts of self-harm, these are all signs that it's time to reach out to a mental health professional. Remember, seeking help for your mental health is just as important and valid as seeking help for your physical health. We need to work together to reduce the stigma around mental health care and encourage people to seek therapy, counseling, or medical evaluation when they need it. Understanding the intricate connection between our brains and our mental health is a powerful step towards taking control of our well-being. By recognizing how our brain structure, neurochemicals, stress responses, and lifestyle choices all play a role, we can make informed decisions to support our mental health. Remember, your brain is incredibly complex, but it's also remarkably adaptable. With the right knowledge and tools, you have the power to nurture your mental health and live a more balanced, fulfilling life. So, take care of your brain, it's the only one you've got.